Welcome to the 2018 Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. My name is Art Garcia, and I'm the Media Relations Director for the Bowl. So if you guys have any questions or anything after this press conference, please let me know. We still have credential pickup over here on the right side if you guys haven't picked up your credentials. A little bit about the game. We have Boston College, the visitor, 7-5, 4-4 in the ACC. Against Boise State, which will be the home team, 10-3, 7-1 in the Mountain West. This is the first meeting for the first visit for both Boston College and Boise State to the First Responder Bowl. Boston College has played in the Cotton Bowl Stadium several times, including the 19-21 dedication game against Baylor. So your history in this bowl game goes back pretty far. Boise State is making its first trip to a Metroplex Bowl game since 2003 when they played in the Fort Worth Bowl. So welcome back, Boise. I know it's had a lot of great games down here against TCU, so it's great to have you guys back in the Metroplex. These two teams are meeting for the second time ever in a bowl game. The Eagles are seeking their first 8-win season since 2009 and are 14-12 all-time in bowl games. This is your third consecutive bowl. Boise State reached the Mountain West Championship game against Fresno State. Your 10 wins are the second most ever for a team entering the First Responder Bowl. Houston had 12 wins back in 2012. So congratulations on a great season for both you guys. And we'll open it up with an opening statement from each coach, and then we'll have questions. So, I should mention the players that are here for both teams. And they'll be available for one-on-ones right after the coaches are done with their questions. On the Boston College side, we have defensive back Will Harris and offensive lineman John Baker. Boston College will be on the right side for me, and Boise State will be on the left. Quarterback Brett Rippon and stud Jabril Frazier. So we'll open it up with a statement from Boston College coach Steve Addazio. Coach?
Great. Well, listen, we're very excited to be here, very appreciative to be here. Thank you to the First Responder Bowl and to the people of Dallas. We've had a great stay here. What a great city to be a part of. Our kids are really enjoying being in Dallas, and we're thrilled to have an opportunity to play in a prestigious game against a prestigious opponent in Boise State with their great tradition in bowl games and having great seasons. So we realize what an honor this is, and what a tough game this will be for us. You know, years ago, people talk about the bowl game as a reward for your team. It is a reward, but seems like each year goes on, it's another game which is an extension of your season. And as you prepare, you want your players to be able to enjoy and get a taste of the city they're in and appreciate being in different parts of the country. But you also realize that it's a business trip and you're here to win a football game and win a bowl game, and you have to learn how to manage and blend the combination of the two, because at the end of the day, it's really tough to get a win. And when you play a team like Boise and the amount of respect that we have for Bryan's team and watching them on tape, such a physical, sound, well-coached, fundamental team with super talent on their team and a great history behind them. This is certainly going to be an unbelievable challenge for us. But we're looking forward to it, and we've had a great bowl prep coming into this game. We'll continue to do so through the day today and tomorrow to prepare until the foot hits the ball. So we're excited about it. We're looking forward to it. Hope the weather stays good, and to have just a great time at the bowl. And obviously today is Christmas Eve, which is a special holiday, and tomorrow being Christmas. So it's an exciting time for all of us to be together with our football family and our families, and to be able to enjoy that here in Dallas. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has.
We'll have a statement from Coach Harsin first.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I want to start off with thank you all for being here on Christmas Eve, and we're certainly excited to be here with our players. We've done this before, being together, and we'll be together on Christmas, and then obviously the game on Wednesday. And I'll echo what Coach Addazio said about the weather. I hope everything stays shiny and bright, and we have a good game. Either way, if not, if it rains, whatever happens, hope we have a great crowd out there and they get a chance to come out and watch the Broncos. We're excited to be here, to be in Dallas and Texas and have this opportunity now. This is an area for us in recruiting, and we've got quite a few players from here as well. So they're looking forward to getting out there and playing in the Cotton Bowl, and what an awesome opportunity for that. And on to the opponent, Boston College. Yeah, we did play before. I got a chance to actually coach in that game back in 2005. They had a pretty good quarterback named Matt Ryan, and they got a chance to play on the Blues. So this is great for our players, an opportunity to get more practice, prepare, get better, and to go play an opponent like Boston College. We've watched these guys from afar, and their conference, the teams they play, their style, which is also physical, tough, in all three phases, that shows up from studying their film this entire time. And what an awesome challenge for us to be able to go out there and finish our season against this type of opponent. And hopefully we play the best game we played all year long. We did have a good season. We had an opportunity to play in the championship game, and now we have a chance to go finish. And this 2018 team, everything changes once this game is over and you move forward. So you hope that bowl games are a great experience, which it has been. First class in every way. First responder, the dinners we've had, the events we've had has been nothing but top notch. And so we're really appreciative for this opportunity. But the goal is to go out there and play your best game and to finish the season, and to do it against an opponent like Boston College, which we know from watching is going to take our very best to go out there to play these guys and to play our best game, and to hopefully have a chance to be in it at the end and you know, win, find a way to win. So we're excited to be here, looking forward to it, and certainly our players have been as well, and we appreciate just this opportunity. So with that, open up for questions.
If you have a question, please raise your hand, and Preston will bring you the mic. Identify yourself and your affiliation. Thank you.
Ryan, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. It seems just year in and year out you draw a Power 5 conference opponent. Is that kind of a motivation thing for your kids?
Well, I think we draw the best opponent, Power 5 or not. And I think the motivation goes back to January, when you set out and you do all this work to hopefully have a chance to play in a championship game, but then you know if you do that, you're going to play in a bowl game, and to play the very best opponent that you can. And in this one, as the bowl games were being set up, this was the best opponent we could play. And Boston College, the type of season they've had, their program, Power 5 program, this is an opportunity for us to go out there, get ourselves prepared, and play against the very best. So I think every team wants to do that. And regardless of conference and things like that, I think our players, we set out as the season goes on and we prepare for it. At the end, we want to play the very best opponent. I think we got that in this game, and I think this is going to be a tremendous opportunity for fans to come out and watch a Boise State and a Boston College, two really good football teams, go at it. That's what we're most excited about, and I think we got it in this bowl game.
Steve, kind of conversely, 4 straight Big Ten opponents. Is this kind of an more interesting matchup in some ways?
Yeah, I mean, you know, not to just kind of be like, you know, we're playing an elite team, and I would echo the same comments. And you've been coaching long enough, you know, you watch the tape, you know what you're up against, okay? And we're playing an elite team, a 10-win, which is very hard to do, elite football team, loaded with talent, and I'll say it again, as well a coached team as I've seen, prepping each week that we've been around. So in our minds, we're playing at a very elite opponent that's got dangerous weapons and players, and they're well coached. And so each time you come into a bowl game, to me, you never know who you're going to play. It's the draw that you get, and what we drew was an elite team, and a team that, in my mind, plays extremely hard. And so I look at it through the eyes of, wow, what a challenge this is going to be here right now. And I'm not the kind of guy that says those things if that's not really what I think. I just wouldn't say anything at all, okay? But I'm telling you what I see. And the film doesn't lie. The film is always accurate. And So this will be, I agree, this might be one of the best bowl matchups that's going to be on TV. And so we're excited for it, but we also understand how tough this game's going to be.
Chris Vanini with The Athletic. Steve, what does it mean to have Scott back calling the offense, and what have things been like since he came back?
Yeah, I mean, listen, at our place, we're all in this thing together. You know what I mean? I'm very heavily involved as well in the offense, and so I'm thrilled to death to have Scott back. Scott and I are very close. I'm thrilled for his opportunity to be the head coach of Bowling Green, and I think we've had such a strong relationship that's going back through the years, not just here, but at Temple and at Florida, that we can be so well in sync. He's been gone, as you can well imagine, taking a head coaching job, and was able to get back for our last, we call it game week prep. But in the meantime, we're certainly moving right ahead and putting the game plan together and installing the game plan, which is not anything out of the normal. I'm in there doing that every week anyways. So I'm thrilled to death to have him back, and very appreciative that he's here. And we all kind of gave each other a big hug when he got back and said, hey, man, let's go finish this thing together. Like, Coach was saying, whether it's the players or the coaches in our business sometimes, this group will never be together again. It's going to be on to a whole new different deal next year. Coaches use, a lot of times staffs and players alike. So to have a chance for us to be together as a staff, we're really, really relishing that, and really, really appreciative that we can have this last shot together.
BJ Rains with the Idaho Press. Brian, we've talked about just kind of motivation and things like that going into this game, but with a guy like Brett and Jabril and Tyler and the seniors that you do have with AJ and Sean, I mean, just not wanting to lose 2 games in a row to finish their career. I mean, what have you kind of seen from this group in terms of focus and motivation, and just, what it would mean to this group and how much they deserve, I guess, to have a win in their final game?
Sure. Well, I think every team that's going to play in a bowl game would like to have a win in their final game. So I don't think that's unique by any means. But these guys you mentioned there and the other seniors on this team, we're very proud of that group. And the 2 that are here, Jabril and Brett, those guys, what they mean to our program, the type of leadership, they're both captains. They've led this team. They were a part of last year's championship team. They got themselves into another championship this year. And so the one thing you're going to get a chance, and you've seen more of them, but everybody's going to get a chance to watch those guys go play for 3.5, 4 hours. And what nobody else gets to see is all the work the last 4 years and 5 years these guys have put in. And to build our program, to develop this team to where we are right now, where our program's at right now, those guys are a big part of that. And the one thing that I look forward to is watching them compete one more time, to watch them go out there and do what they do, and to enjoy it, and to do it against a team like Boston College. That's really what it comes down to. Our guys love to compete. We know what we have to do to win a game, not just this one in particular, but any game. Those guys understand that because they put the work in. And I've been really proud of our team this week. They've worked extremely hard. They've looked good in practice. They've been focused. And that's all you can ask from your guys. Get yourself as prepared as you can be to go out there and play your best game. And the goal is to win. So regardless of the outcome right now, I'm focused on today's practice. I'm focused on these guys. I'm focused on our Friday meetings. I'm focused on when we have those last conversations together, because when the game's over, whatever happens, everybody scatters. There's not this come back together team meeting one last time. This is it. This is the last opportunity we have together, and I want to see these guys go out there and perform well. And like I mentioned before, and I'll say the same thing, I mean it, to play against a team like Boston College, what an awesome opportunity. And I know it's got everybody's attention on our team to go out there and play our best football. And that's really what it comes down to. We didn't finish, as you mentioned, the regular season and the championship game the way we wanted to, but you get another opportunity. When you do play well, you play well enough, you get to play in bowl games like this. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to playing in the Cotton Bowl. I'm looking forward to our guys having that one last opportunity together to go compete. And, I'll be honest, I hope when it's all said and done, we're successful. But I've been proud of these guys. I've been proud of them all year. I've been proud of their entire careers. And nothing's going to take away from that.
Dave Southern with the Idaho Statesman. Brian, what is you've been on wins and losses in bowl games. What is the difference that a win versus a loss in a bowl game makes in how you determine what a season means to you?
Yeah, you feel differently. I know that. I think one of the keys, and I go back, let's talk about Mac Brown here in Texas. I think one of the things he told me, it's always better to finish with a win. All right, so at the end of the year, when you play in a bowl game, I think everybody wants to do that. I don't think that's something that's a secret. So I think it comes down to your preparation. It comes down to how you're focused, the things you do leading up to the game, because there's a lot of activities and there's a lot of great things that these bowls do that our guys, if you've worked hard during the period of time you need to and you've been focused on the task at hand, you can enjoy those events and at the same time still be prepared to go out there and do what you got to do. At the end of the day, it's still about a football game. It's still about going out there and playing 4 quarters and doing all the little things, executing details that you have to get done in order to win a game. So I don't think that anybody believes that that's been taken away because of the events and the things that we've been doing. We had a great opportunity yesterday to go to the Cowboys game, and for our guys, they put in a good practice, good work, got a chance to go watch the Cowboys play and to be a part of that. And so, I think these guys so far have been focused on what we need to get done. We're not done yet. We have a practice today, 1 tomorrow, and then we go play. So it all comes down to that. That's where the wins and losses come in. And when you're playing a team like Boston College or teams we played this season that are all very good, then you got to make sure that you're out there playing the game the way it needs to be played to win.
Bryan, you guys were close to getting the Group of 5 spot. Annually, you typically are. What are your thoughts on possible playoff expansion down the road and what it would mean for the Group of 5 level?
Yeah, do it. I think that's something that a lot of people are talking about. Here's the one thing. I think that idea that's been passed around is a good one and most likely will eventually happen. I just think about the players, though. That's one thing we all need to take into consideration. And when these guys finish their season, the time they have between when it's over and when they go back, that's all. And I've said this for a long time. This isn't something new. People have asked me that because of the Group of 5 and things like that. But it's all about how do you do it and give these guys an opportunity to get a break in there as well and just to do it the right way. That's it. Now, other divisions do it, and they do it just fine, and it all works out. So there's a plan there. And you can go figure that out. Go watch Mike Leach. He's got a good plan for it, all right, if you watch that video. But it's all about how you do it. I think the platform right now they have with the 4 teams and the attention that it gets if you're one of those 4 teams is very strong. But 5, 6, and everybody else from there, they're all pretty good too. And a lot of attention goes on the 4, and sometimes I think these teams that win 11 games, 12 games, might have 1 loss in there. They sometimes get forgotten. And they still had incredible seasons, incredible years, and great players and great coaches. So how we get to that, I don't know, but I think it will expand at some point. I think it'll give everybody an option, or not an option, but an opportunity to play for that championship game. And I've always believed this: if you're an undefeated team, you should get your shot. If you've won every single game and you don't have a shot to go play for it all and to finish the season undefeated, then I think that's where it's wrong and that's where it needs to change. And I don't care if that's a Group of 5, it doesn't matter. That's where you should have a chance to be in those games. If you've done that, you should have a chance to finish your season undefeated. That's what I do believe.
Steve, I guess you mentioned kind of the weapons and the elite team. What specifically concerns you most, I guess, about their team, and maybe specifically with the running back battle? This might be a game with 2 of the better running backs, facing off in a bowl game. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, talking about an offense with I think an elite quarterback, an elite running back, surrounded by really, really good football players, and a defense, when I watch schematically and how hard and physical they play and challenge you with their different schemes and their different pressures. I mean, I think good players are good players, and there's a lot of really talented good players on Boise's team for sure. So I'm very involved with the special teams as well, and I watch the special team play, and a lot of time that's an indicator to me of the quality of the program. And what I see is a very, very well coached fundamental special teams outfit. So I'm very impressed with all of it. So yeah, I mean, anytime you have you're playing, I mean, in college football, the quarterback has so much to do with the outcome of the game. So when you're playing against an elite quarterback like we are right now, I think that's a real challenge. So you have an elite quarterback and a dominant running back, and that's a really good combination. Reference to the running back thing, I mean, these are both good players. AJ's is a talented guy. He got hurt in the 4th game, hadn't been the same for the rest of the season, wasn't even close. We're a running football team. That was obviously a big blow to us. We're hoping to get him back, feeling better, certainly than he was towards the end of the year, which wasn't very good at all. So we're hoping that he'll be healthy and be able to compete at his best, because he's a competitor, and it was very frustrating for him down the home stretch for sure. So we'll see how that plays out, and hopefully it'll be a showcase for a bunch of talented guys on both sides of the ball. We talk to our team all the time about competitive excellence. At the end of the day, you're preparing every day and keeping your focus every day so that in the most competitive moments you can play at your best. And that's what you're going to find out on game day. Who can be at competitive excellence, and that's a struggle to get there. So I'm sure both teams are in that same boat right now, trying to prepare, keep their focus, so that on game day, when it matters, not today in practice, not today matters, but it matters on game day, that against the very best competition you're playing against, can you be at your very best? So we're looking forward to finding out how that rolls.
We have time for one more question.
Brian, just comment on the Boston College defensive ends, their edge rushers.
Well, we don't have enough time for me to comment on everything I think about watching after I watch these guys. Both guys, excellent. And the entire D-line, that's one thing. I know everybody wants to talk about certain players on every team, and like Coach was talking about here, when you start to watch, you see all the good players. You see everybody doing their job, right? That's why those guys on the edges look good too. The interior guys do their job. Linebackers do their job. Safeties, corners. Those 2 edge guys are exceptional in how they play and the effort they give and their abilities, which they've been developed. I think that's one thing. I haven't gone back and watched all their years, but as you watch the things they do, they understand the game, they know their position, they obviously play hard, they're physical, and they've been developed. Their strength, their size, their techniques, the moves, you name it. They've done a really good job that way. They played against really good competition through the entire year as well. Those guys are going against those tackles on some of the teams they played. They're really good. And the competition they've had, you can see, it just has gotten them better. And iron sharpens iron as they play some of these teams and play some of these different players, these tackles these guys have gone against. So, and how they utilize the guys as well in their scheme. So it's, those guys are very good. Our guys understand that, and they've watched all the film. They know, we've got to go out there. I think we've got some good guys on the offensive side, too, that can play, and it'll be a great challenge for us. But that's the battle, right? Sometimes it's those one-on-one battles and those situations that become keys to the game, and certainly that's one of them on both sides. And you got 2 of them, then, a little bit like our defense. We got 2 really good edge players that we feel confident about, too, and they played well this season. And when you got good players like that and you utilize them the right way and you know they're well coached, they're going to go perform like we've seen on film, and those guys are no exception.
Coaches, thank you. Good luck on Wednesday.
Thank you.
A reminder, Wednesday's game is here at the Cotton Bowl, December 26, 12:30, kickoff on ESPN. We're going to break this off for one-on-one interviews. On this side of the room, we have Boise State, Brett Rippon, and Jabril Frazier, and Joe's here from Boise to take care of any media requests. And on the right side of the room, Boston College, Will Harris and John Baker, and Jason's here in the back if you guys need any help. Brant Ringler, our executive director, is also here. Brant, if you want to wave. If anybody needs Brant, he's available as well. And that'll conclude today's press conference up here. And thank you, coaches, again, and good luck on Wednesday.
All right, thank you.